Hello guys, I am back for another video, and today we're talking about what if Deku was a wendigo. So, in the last video, Deku, apparently Todoroki is now completely yandere because, she, thought of Izuku, as, a lover. Because, some of the suitors that, her father gave to her, most of them wanted her body. But Izuku, she wanted him very badly, but ever since she heard about, Izuku kissed Bakugo during that party, she basically became angry and became a yandere. So she basically cornered Izuku and also told Izuku that she knows that he is a wendigo. So Izuku was forced to endured that whole ordeal last time. So, let's talk about what happens next. So, after that whole thing, Izuku came back to his room and sees Bakugo. As Bakugo says, "So, what did you do with Todoroki?" Izuku says, "Oh, nothing. Guess I'll be going to sleep." To Bakugo, as she says, "What? Are you gonna go back to your room?" As she says, "No. I actually wanted to sleep with you because, I miss you." Izuku says, "Really?" She says, "Yeah. It's all my fault. I wanted to say sorry for everything that I had done to you." Izuku says, "Apology accepted, but you don't really need to apologize. I'm okay with it." And she says, "Really?" Izuku says, "Yeah. I got into these powers thanks to you, I guess." And she says, "No, it's all my fault. Please, just..." Izuku says, "Stop. You don't need to say sorry. Okay?" Izuku brings out, a really nice smile. And she says, you're super, kind to everybody, Izuku. Back in the day, pa." As she says, Izuku says, "Yeah." So, they go to sleep as it's the next day. And the next day, that is where they're gonna be going to the training camp. So, they made it to the training camp just like in canon, and everything just like in canon happened. So, let's fast forward a little bit to the where class 1B arrives. So, class 1B arrives as class 1B sees Bakugo, as they basically start challenging her because they think that they can beat her, but she's pretty powerful, so they beat so Bakugo just defeats them really easily. But for Izuku, he's basically training a little bit, starts training on his leaper style, and also starts learning about using more of his brand new abilities. So when night happened, they start going to the forest because they're gonna be doing the what is that called, the let me check again. So the test of courage um starts started as Izuku's basically paired up with Todoroki and Bakugo. As Bakugo tells Izuku, "Can you come a bit closer?" As she starts locking her arms with Izuku, as Todoroki says, "No, he's going to be staying with me." As both of them start doing a tug of war with Izuku's body, as Izuku says, "Dude, stop it!" As they say, "No, you're mine." As she says, Todoroki says, "No, you're mine." As Bakugo starts saying, "No, you're mine." As they basically start about to break Izuku's arm, as they hear a bone crack. As they say, "Well, what happened?" And Izuku says, Don't worry, my arm just popped out of its joint. As Todoroki says, let me try. As she starts trying to fix it, Izuku says, "No, don't worry, I'll do it." Izuku brings his other arm, and puts it back in place. So they start going into in the forest deeper as one of them hears a scream as they see several creatures. They look like they're made from well they look like, just imagine, like half wolves, half buffalo, but walking on their hind legs. As they start growling, as Izuku says, "What the hell are these?" As Izuku starts smelling them, Izuku got one thing in his mind. Those are that's Alice's creations. Wait for a second, guys. So these almost like wolf buffalo fusions start charging in at Izuku. Wait for a second. Yeah, there we go. They start charging it at Izuku. Izuku starts using his dark eye scythe as Bakugo starts using her explosions. So Todoroki starts using her ice and fire as Izuku hears more screaming. As Izuku starts running around, as Izuku sees, at least he thinks it's Alice. He sees that it's some sort of wolf, deer, or whatever it is. It looks horrifying. It looks like a mix of several animals. As she basically gets ready to kill Froppy, Izuku says no. As Izuku starts transforming into his Wendigo state, Izuku slices what he thinks is Alice's arm. As Alice says, "What the hell?" Izuku says, "What happened to you, Alice?" As she says, "Oh, what do you think of it, Izuku? After I killed and ate my brother, I turned into, a Wendigo Skinwalker hybrid." As both, Todoroki and, Bakugo start arriving, and also the rest of Class 1A and 1B, and also some teachers arrive. As they say, "You're a villain." As they say, "Hello, everybody. It's nice to meet you all. Call me Alice." So, Izuku, it's been a long time. Izuku says, "Hello, Alice." Izuku brings out his scythe. "What the hell did you do? You look like a monster." As she says, "After eating my brother, Shigaraki, I transformed into something else. I turned into a fusion of a Wendigo and a Skinwalker. I call it, how do I say it? A dark monster. A beast of the night. I'll call myself a maverick." Izuku says, "You're insane." Wait for a second. As Izuku said that, Izuku gets tackled to the ground by Alice as she starts biting at Izuku. Izuku basically transforms into his Wendigo state again. As Izuku brings out his dark eye sight, as Izuku starts charging in, as Alice starts creating a blade that's, instead of using ice, it's made from fire, the opposite of Izuku. As Izuku gets sliced right in the arm, Izuku starts hurting a lot. Izuku says, "Fire!" As she says, "How do you like it? This fire is made from, the fire of the sun. A fire that's even greater than anything else. It will easily kill you, Izuku. Now, die!" As she starts charging in, as Izuku says, "How dare you!" Izuku says, Start of the hunt! Izuku summons out, well, these almost like dark eyes when I meant dark eyes, well, um, wait for a second. Izuku summons out, well, these dark eyes wolves as they start biting at Alice, as she says, "How annoying." As Izuku drops to the ground, as she says, "How pathetic. You're just like an animal. Now, ready to die, Izuku." As Izuku felt nothing. As Izuku sees, well, All Might and Nezu shoot out this blast of like, well, some sort of like, well, cannon as it blasts through, well, Alice's, well, chest as she says, "Ugh, damn it," as she starts spitting out blood as she says, "How dare you," as she starts charging it at Nezu as Izuku says, "No," as Zuku, well, something happens to him. Instead of his eyes turning blue, it turns green, just like his usual eye color. As Izuku's skin starts reforming again, like these parts over here, like all of the scars, like his bones over here. It starts growing back new skin. Izuku starts charging in at Alice. Izuku backhands her. Izuku says, "You're not hurting him or my friends again." Izuku brings out his dark eye scythe. Izuku says, "Now pay with your life." Izuku brings down his scythe into the ground as it basically creates an icicle like, an icicle stab and stabs her right in the eye. And she says, "Damn it. Guess I'll be going to Tulu then." And she starts transforming into more of her humanoid form as she leaves. So, after that whole thing, they gone back to UA, where everybody's asking about Nezu, like, what does she mean about, well, why does Izuku mean, what did that girl said about, like, Izuku being a wendigo or something like that? As everybody is brought to, well, an auditorium where Izuku's there and Nezu is right beside them, as Nezu says, well, his family were, well, sacrificed their lives so their son Izuku to live, and because of that he turned into a wendigo. As everybody says to Izuku, "Is that true?" As Izuku says to them, well, he nods his head. As everybody starts gasping a little bit, including Bakugo, as she starts crying, thinking in her mind that it's even more her fault. As Izuku says, "Don't worry, I'm okay." Kirishima says, Why? As Izuku says, "My parents wanted me to live." And because of that, shit. As Kaminari says, "Wait, you're going to eat us, right?" As Izuku says, "No, I'm not gonna eat you. Besides, I trained myself so I could not eat people at all." So, after that whole speech, and all about, well, explaining how he is, well, a wendigo, they gone back to, well, to the UA dorms. So, after that whole thing, Izuku gone back to his room where Bakugo and Todoroki came in. As Todoroki and Bakugo said, "Hey Izuku, are you okay?" Izuku says, I'm okay. As Bakugo says, Izuku, you don't need to be sad. I'm your friend. As Todoroki says, you're your friend. I'm also I'm also his friend. As she says, yeah, but at least I'm his childhood friend. As they start fighting a little bit, as Izuku says, shut up. Izuku sighs as Izuku says, please, just leave me alone. Besides, we need to get some rest because, well, we're going to be fighting the League of Villains tomorrow. As they say, really? Izuku says, yeah. So, after that whole thing, they left. Izuku starts thinking in his mind, what the heck happened to me? So, they gone back to sleep. As they gone into their dream world, falling to sleep. When the next day comes, the battle will be legendary. Two wendigos are going to be fighting each other to the death. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. But before you leave, I still wanted to ask all of you, if you're not yet, well, picking the archetype for, for the Yu-Gi-Oh! What If, you should start doing it right now because, well, I'm about to end it tomorrow, so hurry up and pick, well, what archetype should Izuku have. So, bye-bye!